the Most High God Yahweh. It's this God where we worship as Hebrew people, as Israelite people. Now, people, I gotta bring something to every black, every Hebrew Israelite, every Hebrew person. I gotta bring this to y'all. We always do things that in the long run will hurt us. It will damage us. Today, my experience, not my experience, but I had a little journey today on my way to work. I went to work where I was working. I was working in an all-white Jewish community, and you know, I was working between two schools, and I had a chance like to see the Jewish kids, and saw them in class and see the breaks they get and the way they act, you know. And I'll tell you this: I had a chance to speak to some of them, can have conversation, and they was curious, just like I was curious too, in a way, to see. I never really get. I see them on the street. I see them walk. I see them walk in groups, but I never really see them in a mass and see them in school or in any form of doing any form of activity where it's a learning process or in school or whatever it is they are doing something constructive, like. So my experience today in conversating with these kids, they were conversating with me and asking me questions about my headband and or my head wrap, and my beard and who I was and where I'm from. And they told me who were they said that they asked me, was I Jewish? And and I said, no, I'm Hebrew. And they said they're Jewish. Well, I know they were kids, and I didn't really want to actually have that type of conversation with them. But they kept on asking me questions, and I answered them as much as I can. And it was kind of way to them telling them I'm Hebrew. It was kind of confusing to them because they want to know. They saying to themselves, their father or their family teach them that they're Jewish people, and they're supposed to be like the Israelite people, the Hebrew people, the Israelite people, or Israeli people. But they're not. They're just who they say they are. They're Jewish people because they convert into Judaism. So that makes them to be a Jew. Hebrew Israelite, the nation of the Most High God, which is the Hebrew Israelite nation of people, they do not have to convert to be a Hebrew or a Jew. You understand? It's natural birthright from your parents, your father and mother, and from the Most High God. It's just something that God create through this tribe that He has chosen unto His people, chose them above all people. So we are these people. But then again, we have the Jewish people who say, well, they are these people, and we have the whole world says to them, well, okay, yeah, you all are these people. But the Jewish people really know that they're not the real Jews. They know that because it's right there to the little place where they are actually living right now. You understand? Around Palestine right there. They claim that, and they got that through Palestine or whatever during the treaty or whatever, because right after when Hitler was trying to genocide them and kill them and all of that, the world didn't like that, and the world set out to free these people. And I'm giving what is due to each man. I think justice. That's why I don't really deal with justice. I deal with equality. And if the world will stop being a hypocrite on equality, then what it would be for all eyes of all nationality, all generation, all different walks of life will watch this on, not on statues, or they will not watch it on justice, but they will watch it on equality. Everybody will watch it on the equality level. That means people will get along real good with people, because you know what you don't like for yourself, you would not do to another. So, in other words, now, like I said, I trying to stay on this topic with talking to all of these little kids, and these little kids keep telling me that they're Jewish kids, and they're Jew, and they're Jew, and they're Jew. And I said, okay, that's what your moms taught you. But then I asked them that. I said, why are you all not saying that you're Hebrew people? because they are not taught that they're Hebrew people. They are taught that they're Jewish. They're taught that they're Jewish. So we know by you being Jewish, that doesn't mean because you're saying that you are Jew that you're Israelite. You understand? You are Jew because you convert under your religion, under this part of life, a way that you chose and convert to that. And you proclaim that as a religion. Like one being a Muslim, or one being a Catholic, or one being a Buddhist, or one being whatever one, a voodoo priest, or what witch doctor, whatever one wants to process in one state of mind. So one say, well, that's what I do, so that's what I am. I practice black magic, so I'm a witch doctor. I practice Buddhism, so I'm a Buddhist. I practice Islam, so I'm a Muslim. I practice Christianity, so I'm a Christian. So they practice being a Jew, and they have a Jewish religion. And by that religion, that is the whole backbone of their whole status. That does not tell you, pinpoint to you that actually you are a Hebrew Israelite. So that's why they are not proclaiming nor taking the title of a Hebrew Israelite. They take the title of a Jew. Now, let's see. Most High God did not say that he made his banner or said he chose the Jewish people. He said he chose the Hebrew Israelite, the Israelites, the Israelites. As you read, wherever you read, it doesn't say Jewish, it says Israelites. The Israelites was in bondage. The Israelites went into captivity. The Israelites went into the household of Pharaoh as captives, bondage, in bondage. They went into Babylon in bondage, not the Hebrew people. The only time you heard about Jewish people being persecuted, that is when they themselves had affiliated themselves with Germany, and they was living in Germany for a very long time. There was German Jews, Ashkenaz Jews, Polish Jews, Russian Jews, German. They have all kind of Jews, Jewish people, because it's a religion. Okay? And they occupied themselves in Europe, in Germany. And during that time, they occupied themselves over there in that land. They did practically the same thing. There was always where they was controlling the treasury. They was controlling your money, your banks, And until today, we know that they're the ones who control the banks and control all of that. Now, you're going to see the difference of the things that I say unto our people. I don't practice hatred, nor I don't practice racism. But I think the world that I live in is a very racist time that where I'm living in, where people who say they're not racist are really racist. And I will show it to you and I will prove it to you. You understand? I will prove it to you. You always hear people of other nations or more of the Caucasian descent or Caucasian race always say that they're smarter, wiser, better than the brown person or the Hebrew Israelite or the dark-skinned person. You hear that all the time. They even come to the point where they say to you that the black man or the Hebrew Israelite man or the bronze man is only 3/3 of a human being. They tell you that straight off the bat. Now, are we not all in the same human form? Are we not all considered human beings? Did we not all went through a rim cycle where one time a nation of people controlled over us? Is it not a time that one country conquer another country, or one continent conquer another continent, or whatever it was war? And we saw what Rome do. We saw Asia. We saw a lot of places with a lot of things went on in that manner. We all went to the cycle. But what we are trying to tell the world is, we as a people, a special people, unto the Most High God, we has been the ones that been suffering the most. And you will always hear from our oppressors that we are lazy. We don't want to work. We don't want to do nothing. We don't want to, but really and truly, I mean, come on. The Jews had their Holocaust. And after the Holocaust, everybody helped them. They got what you call it, monies for all the killing and the hanging and the burning and torturing. There's a name for that right now. No, but it's not coming to my head right now. But it's there. Compensation. That's the word I'm looking for. They got compensation. So if they got compensation for all the Jews that went into the torturing chambers and murder chambers and all that, and they got money. Right after they got money, they put themselves together. We as a people went through the worst torturing, the worst genocide, and we never get anything back on our recompensation for nothing. So we got to do everything from scratch. Yet still we have people getting up and standing up and saying, oh, these people does not want to do this. These people don't want to do that. But if we're trying to do something that's out of nothing, we're doing something. And y'all are coming and destroy out of nothing, we're trying to get something. What will we ever accomplish? We didn't start with no silver boot, rubber boot, iron boot. We started barefooted. We didn't have no laces to pull. We didn't have no boot to put in our feet to lace up. We were barefooted, and we hold our own. When after slavery, y'all gave us, certain slave masters and certain of y'all that had a heart came together and gave certain property, gave certain land. You understand? And we built that up, and we had things moving. We had our own little thing going on. We had our businesses for our people. We spent money in our community. We support each other. We had an alliance. We had something to build. But you'll never allow us to do that because y'all knew us from before. Y'all knew our potential. Y'all know our purpose. Y'all know our ability. Y'all knew during the time of the dark ages when we were the kings and we were the queens and the princesses and the prince. You understand? Y'all knew of the days when we were full royalty, and y'all stripped it all for us. Y'all took all of that from us. Y'all took it out completely. Make sure that we would not rise as a nation of people, as a nation, the nation that God chosen unto his people. Y'all lied to us. Y'all whitewash, blackwash, whatever you want to call, outsmart, trickify, whatever you want to put it, a word for that y'all did to us in any way means necessary that y'all did what y'all did. Y'all try to eradicate us. And still is now today trying to eradicate us. And we are the only people, nation of people on the face of the earth that has not rebelled to the point where we has not done the things that even when your guys was oppressed by some of your own kind, the way you all fought for your rights and your independence and your freedom and your what you would call that word I just said, equality. That's the word. Equality. You'll fight for that. So you're able to be recognized wherever you'll go as a nation of people. That England, Europe, wherever you'll go, Swedes, France, wherever you go, you've been as a Caucasian person or blue-eyed person or pale-skinned person. It was set for you not to feel the pain and not to feel the pressure. And it was set for you to have the ability to always overcome. This is why when blacks go work and the money that we get to take care of our family, we barely cannot do with it anything with it. But Most High still gives us the ability, the rhythm, the strength, the energy, the blessing to make things happen by the mercy of Yahweh or Yahweh. But by the mercy of him, we still have this ability, people. Now, every day I'm saying to us, we do things that's going to break our nation, our people, our Hebrew Israelite people, the people that we are, that been from the beginning, that was chosen by the Most High God to put and to represent at that color, that burnt brass color, that color of burnt brass. Whilst all the other nations are looking at us like we are monkeys. You hear that they have that old saying, 4 little monkeys jump into the bed, one fall up and break. Like they make all the little nursery rhymes about us. The whole of world Disney built a nursery rhymes against colored folks, against people of my skin color and your skin color and your heritage. They strip us of everything. And now they're miseducating us. Actually educating us to the form of suicide mode. You understand? Setting us like some bombs or some form of sensors that could just stay and explode. You see, they've been feeding us all these meds and telling us that we are not, your kid is a special ed kid, and you know your kid is too hyper, and they have medications to cool us down, and you know the smart ones and the ones that have the ability that in the pineal gland it's there and ripe and it's ready and has the ability to obtain and to make one into the state of like a god. Oh, you know, brilliant, more than a scientist. They stop all that. They feed you food that would mess with your pineal gland. You understand, people? So when I'm saying to y'all, this thing is something to beat us and to break us down, is to miseducate us, to roundly accuse us, to always label us. Yeah, people, this is Red and Black speaking the truth under the basement and the BM. Right here. This is not my home. This is where we keep tools and stuff. Feel me? And I'm letting you all know, people, no matter where I'm at, as long as I got that chance to allow myself and the Most High God allow me to have the ability to tell y'all what's going on, to share things with y'all. You understand? I will share it with y'all. You understand? I will share these things with y'all. Let's, again, like I said, today where I worked at was in an all-white Jewish neighborhood. And these kids, like I said, was actually conversing with me, because sometimes they don't really get to conversate with black folks because they can't just talk to regular black folks. You understand? Hold on. He's not here right now. Hold on there, mama. Let that on the phone. 1 minute, ma'am. So, you understand? People got to know this. And I got to share this with people. I got to let people know this. That me being in that particular neighborhood today and seeing the way how these people educate their children, how they have their schools that teaching the right things and not what somebody want them to teach their kids. We send our kids to public school. What is being taught, it's not have to do anything with us. So all what I'm saying, going over there and hearing these children saying that they have no televisions in their house. They don't have no television. They have only books. We buy expensive televisions for our kids. They come from school, television, video games. And these are the things we give our kids. But they give their children books. They give them knowledge. They give them the ability so they could able to rule the world. But we give our kids all the things that's going to distract them. Like television didn't make for us. You understand? It was made for us to hold us down, because you will never find a Jewish kid sitting and watching television every day. You will never find a Jewish kid coming from school and running home and watching some program or sitting there and watching television for 4 hours. There's no television in his house. And if he do have one, it's in a part where he's not getting to watch it. So we people have to educate our own people, our kids, on that same level. No television. Television is to tell a lie, a vision. Tell a vision lie. You understand? Tell a vision lie. So we gotta learn to stop allowing our kids to watch all this Tom and Jerry and all this cartoons and all this other stuff that is not even good for our kids, making our kids dumb as hell. Our kids always doing things they're not supposed to do, and we want to know what's wrong with them. We want to know something. Oh God, this child, he must be cursed. No, it's that damn cartoon. It's that program you're allowing your kid to watch. It's that that program where he's been programmed. He's watching a program where he's going to be programmed. So we people got to wake up. The Jew man don't do that. The Jew man do not let his kid watch no TV. So peace and blessings to your people. Love your red and black all day. Talk to honor. Steer straight. Do the right thing. Let's educate the kids. Less TV, less games, less video games, less play. The kid going to school almost 6 and 7. The Jewish children go to school almost 6 days a week. And even on the Saturday, right after the Sabbath, they goes back into the temple and study. Let's do the same. Peace, bless, I'm a lover now. The voice of the people, red and black. If you can't talk, me talk for you. And if you're afraid to talk, me, I can still talk for you. Please, peace. Yes, man.